Yeah. Hey guys, thanks so much for coming back to my channel. So I'm doing a quick video on some concealers. And so before I get started, a lot of you have questions when I have certain lips on, and I want to tell you real quick what I'm wearing on my lips. I have Cyber World lip liner from MAC around my lips, and then I have Impassioned lipstick from MAC on my lips. So that's what I'm wearing on my lips. This eye that I'm wearing, if you want to see a look, make sure that you like the video and put a comment in the down bar. This look I've had on for quite a few hours. It's very hot. It's like almost 90 degrees today. It was just hot, humid. My hair has gotten puffy, but I love to use my diamond flat irons from Irresistible Me. They are the most amazing flat irons. Yeah, my hair is a bit frizzy right now, but I put like a bunch of little small curls, and I mean, they're kind of in there. So enjoy some before and afters that I have for you of some clients. This is before, this is Kim, and that's her after. And this is using that LA Girl Pro as a concealer. This right here is Armani, and beautiful skin. And then this is her after. I use the highlight underneath the eye. And then this is my beautiful NW50 honey, and I used only LA Girl Pro concealer on her. And this right here is Shulamite, and this is her after. It's just so versatile, so beautiful on the skin, even when your skin is a little textured. And then this is Cheryl, and this is her after. So again, I'm going to talk about the LA Pro, and here are some swatches. This one right here is Classic Ivory. We've got a color with a pinky undertone. This is really good because pinky or salmon undertones are really good to warm up the skin underneath the eyes. This will be really good to use on someone with a cooler tone and that is really, really, really pale. Classic Ivory. The next one that I have, and again, I'm not showing all that is sold. Hope you can see these. This one is Natural. It does have a little bit of maybe salmon, but it's mostly a yellow tone. But it again is for a very light person that wants to be concealed under the eye or the center of the face. Natural. The next one I have is Medium Bisque. Medium Bisque, it's kind of funny because Medium Bisque does have a little bit of a salmon color if you look at the actual tube. And again, all these colors work good if your skin tone is kind of lighter. You could use, any of these, but this is going to be more into someone who's maybe Latina, Asian, more of a darker Asian skin, a very light skin, African American. This would be nice. Again, this is Medium Bisque, and it does have kind of a pinky undertone. Medium Bisque. I have is called Warm Sand. Definitely has a pinky undertone. And I have actually used this underneath my eye to give a nice highlighted look with a salmon color. This is Warm Sand. This is really pretty on my skin, kind of giving a nice highlighted look that has a little bit of a pinky undertone. Warm Sand. The next one I want to show you is Warm Honey. Warm Honey. This is Warm Honey. This is really pretty for my skin tone. This is going to give you more of a yellow type of an undertone, but it's a little bit lighter than Fawn. I will show you Fawn in a little bit, but this is Warm Honey. Again, a more yellow undertone. Very, very pretty. The next one I'm going to show you is Cool Tan. Cool Tan. And as you can see, it definitely has a yellower undertone. This one I do like to use underneath my eyes to give a more highlighted look, but it blends out well. The next one is one of my favorites as well. This is called FAWN, F-A-W-N. It's going to give you, again, a more golden undertone and a nice highlighted look for our darker skin honeys, like NC50 and up, or NC45 and up too, if you know the MAC foundations, as well as NW43 and up. This is FAWN. The next one I'm gonna show you is TOFFEE. TOFFEE has kind of a browny gold undertone. This is TOFFEE. Now, as you can see, TOFFEE, FAWN, Cool Tan, they kind of have the same undertone. They're very similar, and again, I do use all three of these underneath my eye, not all at once, but I do use TOFFEE as well. This is TOFFEE. This is good for our darker skin honeys, and like NC45. If you're at NC45, you might want to use TOFFEE all over the face. If you're NC50, I'm going to start showing you NC50, which one you can use as a foundation, but this one is TOFFEE once again. We're going to start going into our darker ones. You may not be able to see this one well, and I'll tell you why. This is CHESTNUT. This is the one that I would use all over my skin, and I'll show you another one that I like to use as well, but this is CHESTNUT. So if you're an NC50, this one is really good for all over the skin. It's a very good match. It has that more yellow undertone, not so red, not so pinky undertone, but this is CHESTNUT. Love it. I'm going to show you ESPRESSO. ESPRESSO is also a good one you could use if you're NC50, NC55 with MAC Cosmetics, if you know those colors again. But this is ESPRESSO. It has kind of a nice brown, yellowy undertone. Beautiful Bronze is such a beautiful color. Look at this. Now, I am going to say that these colors are pretty similar. Beautiful Bronze probably has a little more of a yellow undertone than ESPRESSO, the one I just showed you, but this is Beautiful Bronze. And as you can see, they work well with my skin, and again, I'm an NC50. Dark Cocoa is such a good contour color if you want to do a nice soft contour. That is Dark Cocoa. That's a very good one for a soft contour with an NC50 skin or NC55. If you're an NW45, you might be able to wear this all over the skin, maybe NW50, but a very nice soft contour for NC50. Now, if you want some drama type of contour, this is the one for a drama contour. This is Mahogany. This is one of the darkest ones that LA Pro sells. This is the one that I use for a very nice deep contour, a little more drama that I want. And again, you want to be very careful when you're using this as a contour. The line shouldn't be that thick because this spreads. A little bit of this concealer goes a long way. And the last one that I have, I did not show you all of them that they do sell, but I'm showing all the ones that I have. This is the Orange Corrector, and look how rich and thick that is. So beautiful. That is the Orange Corrector. And again, a little bit goes a long way. You don't want to put too much under the eye because what happens is it'll mix with your foundation and you'll look orange. So you want to just put a little bit just to kind of cover the darkness, blend it out with a beauty blender. Now, you all who have been with me for a while, you really know that I really do love those concealers. I use them in almost all my tutorials. I absolutely love those concealers. Now, I've been a makeup artist for many years. I worked for MAC for many years. And I just want to give you my view about those concealers. Now, I think that they are excellent, beautiful, they are flawless. They can be used with a brush, they can be used with a concealer brush, they can be used with a fluffy brush, a flat brush, a synthetic brush, a real hair brush. They can be used with beauty blenders. And that is probably the application that I love the most, is a beauty blender, because the beauty blenders can be wet As you know, they look like this. This is a real techniques and it is dirty, I'm sorry. But once they're wet, they're a little bit bigger and it helps you to kind of sheer out your coverage as far as your foundation and your concealer as well. I don't like really opaque coverage as far as my foundation or as far as my concealer. And what I mean by opaque is a thick amount of coverage. I don't like full coverage. I like for my skin to kind of breathe and shine through. With that being said, I kind of want to go right into LA Pro concealers. I have many of them and I don't have every color, but I do have many. And this is just a few of them that I have. This is about 12 or 15 of them right here. I do have a little bit more. And the ones that I use the most often would be FAWN. As you can see, it's flat. Of course, I use FAWN underneath my eye and down the center of my face. I use that one. And just to kind of go over the coloring of my skin, I am like an NC50 at MAC. So underneath my eyes, like I said, I like to use FAWN. The reason why I like to use FAWN is because it does have kind of, it doesn't have any pink in it. It's more of a golden undertone and it matches really good to a concealer that I use from NARS. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This actually is the color Caramel. I probably will order this again and get the color Amande, I believe it's called. But really love the concealer. Now, I'm gonna say this because a lot of people compare these two together. And I don't think it's a fair comparison because for one, you know, the NARS is about $29 for the concealer. These are about $3 depending on where you get it from. I pay about $1 something because I get 6 for $12. And I'll have the link below of the eBay person that I get mine from. It comes quick, it comes packaged so nicely. I know I'm all over the place, but I absolutely love the vendor that I get my LA Pro concealers from. But anyway, back to comparing these. The consistency is totally different. To me, the LA Pro concealers are very creamy. They're a bit thicker. This is more thinner in consistency. Now to me, the wear of it, the look of it, the quality of it, yes, you can definitely say that it is very comparable. I definitely will say that. But as you can see, I'm just gonna rub it on the back of my hand and I hope that you're gonna be able to see, but as you can see, the consistency is just thin, almost like a liquid, you know, in a bottle. And then when you compare FAWN to it, this is FAWN right next to it, it's just thick. It comes out thick. Thicker, I should say. But again, like I'm gonna pat them both together just to kind of show you. But I'm making it more opaque because the sponge is not wet. But as you can see, you can definitely not even tell the difference in the quality. So I will definitely say if you don't have the funds or you don't want to spend that kind of money on a NARS concealer, get the LA Pro. You will absolutely love it. I mean, I really think that the LA Pro is going to go up in pricing because the pricing is so fair and so awesome, but I really do think that they're gonna go up in the pricing because people are catching on. Now, I will compare the LA Pro concealer to another concealer that I absolutely love using, and it's the Kevyn Aucoin concealer. Now, this is in the color 11XS. I could probably have used a little bit of a darker color. Now, this is very thick in consistency. It's very opaque in coverage. I don't care if I have a very damp beauty blender. It's very opaque. I just have to stamp it just a little bit in here, and then I can put it under both eyes and even down the center of my face. That's all that's needed. Now, to me, the consistency of this is nice and thick, and it's a little bit thicker than the LA Pro. But again, the consistency, the comparison of quality, the LA Pro is right there with it. I did a wedding a couple weeks ago, and I ran into a situation where one of the ladies was allergic to foundation that has SPF in it. And I found that to be odd because I've not ever run into that. I've run into people that have latex allergies, different things like that. And I always ask if you have a latex allergy because I like to apply lashes to a lot of my clients. But this girl was allergic to SPF, and I mostly use MAC Studio Fix foundation, and it has a little bit of SPF of 15 in their foundation. So she was like, oh my goodness, and I forgot to bring a foundation. So what are you gonna do? So I'm like, improvise. I used these concealers on her. This is the concealer, and she was actually pretty dark, so I was able to use Mahogany, pretty dark, Mahogany foundation. I'm sorry, Mahogany concealer. I'm going to keep the same foundation. This is Mahogany, and I also used a little bit of dark cocoa. So dark cocoa was kind of all over the face. I used the Mahogany to just kind of do a little bit of a soft contour because she was pretty dark, and then I used FAWN underneath the eye. And I just used my beauty blender and I just really worked it into the skin. I did a super blend and it turned out so beautiful. These concealers are just very awesome. They can be used, they photograph very well. They contour very well. I will say when you're contouring with them to be very careful, because for one, you don't want it to be too thick. You want to make sure the line is very thin, because these spread very well. You don't want a thick either way, this way or this way, because you'll start looking muddy. So make sure the line is very thin and then blend it out with either a brush or a beauty blender, and then make sure it's thin around here. Now, I will say if these sit for a while, when you first push them onto the skin, water comes out first. So I'll say be careful if you're using it on a client. Make sure that you put a little bit on your hand first, or on some type of thing that you're using for makeup before you apply this to a person's skin, because this can run down their face, or hopefully your client is not dressed already. It could get on their outfit, but I always make sure my clients are not in their outfits. That is like a no-no, or you just drape them with something. So that is pretty much all of my collection that I have. Again, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. If you all want to see a all about concealer video, I have Maybelline concealers. I have a lot of Maybelline concealers, a lot of MAC concealers, a lot of LA Pro concealers, and I can kind of talk about that a little bit. Make sure you thumbs up this video and leave some comments in the down bar. But this is pretty much it of my collection. I just kind of wanted to kind of show you what I owned. I did not purchase everything, and this is just some of the things in my kit. This is some of the things that I own in my personal collection, and I just think that it is such a wonderful buy. Again, I'm going to leave the link in the down bar of where I get mine. Again, I get 6 of my choice from this eBay seller, and I get 6 for $12 and I think 95 cents. So that is cheaper than my beauty supply, which are $2.99 a piece. I'll go into beauty supply just to kind of test them out to see which ones I want, and then I go home and order them from eBay. I absolutely love these. I think the consistency is excellent, and is the hype real about the LA Pro concealers? The hype is real. I mean, these are excellent, and so affordable. It is so worth the buy. And I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on these, because they're gonna go up. They're gonna go up in price. I can tell. I know it. They're gonna go up. Mark my words. The price is gonna go up. So I made sure to get as many as I thought that I needed before that happens. But I hope that you like this video, and make sure that you take care of your health. Make sure to do your monthly brush check. See you in another video.